JT here!
And I'm the Baron. How's everyone doing? We are back with yet another week of discussions with JT and the Baron, and trying to think about what we wanted to talk about with y'all to this week, and decided to go with the Game Informer question.
We're ripping you off.
Props to Game Informer, because you guys, whoever submitted it, came up with a really good question.
They rock.
The question was, would you rather have a year's worth of very committed downloadable content for your favorite game, whatever that happens to be, whatever your favorite game is, or would you rather have a sequel to that game? Now, I mean, we got a lot of sequels coming up, so it meant a lot. You know, you got Final Fantasy 15 coming up, you got the remake of 7 next year probably, we got Zeldas all the time. So it's a very good question, and I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to answer it. So, what do you think? Well, right off the top of your head, what's your first instinct about this?
So I just heard this question maybe 5 minutes ago.
Right.
And I love it.
Yeah,
Great question.
It's a good question, it really is.
And it jumped out at me immediately because I've always felt this way about technology in general and software, hardware, whatever, that you should use it to its fullest extent.
Agreed.
And when you have a game, and if you're going to make DLC for it, I would love the year DLC.
Really?
Yeah, I think, because they would, what they do with the game is that they make it better. They tweak it, they make it better, they add more content, they see what they've messed up on, they do updates, you know, that type of thing.
That's true.
And when you get a final product, say those Game of the Year editions.
Ooh, that's nice. I didn't think about that aspect.
The Game of the Year editions, when they finally come out, that is the pure game. That is the full game finally, without the bugs, you know, minus most of the bugs, and with all of the content. You usually get it for what, $20 on Steam?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I was actually along those lines.
Yeah.
I bought Dragon Age Inquisition for PS3. Mm-hmm. I now own PS4, obviously, if people watch us play it. I want to rebuy it, and now the Game of the Year edition's out for like 20-something bucks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how can I pass this up? So I'll probably end up getting it. And look, they just sold another game because they made a Game of the Year edition and put it out on multiple platforms.
And there it is. They sold basically another game.
But that being said, I don't agree. I am very much one of those people that does not like DLC.
Okay.
I think, in my mind, and I'm sure this is not right, and everybody's going to get mad at me, but DLC is telling me that you didn't finish the game before you put it out.
Not at all.
You don't think so?
No, I agree. I
agree
that they did not finish the game.
And I just don't like that.
They thought it was good enough to make a game of it, but then they added more chapters to it and just kept playing with it, you know.
And
that's their thing.
I totally see that, but I'm like, it's hard. It's a hard question.
We're from the old school.
We are.
When you paid for a game back in the day,
I got a cartridge.
The full game, and that's it. There you go. That's the game. Boom, done, over with. On to the next platform, game, software, whatever.
And you're right. Technology's now to the point where you can continue to tinker with things and make it better. So, man, it's so hard because
it is.
I love sequels. I love it. I love knowing that there's a new game coming out.
Yeah, a new game coming out.
A year from now or whatever.
Yeah.
We were just talking about Final Fantasy. I cannot wait till Final Fantasy 15. I'm probably not going to like this as much as the original, which is usually the case.
That's how it is.
But I'm still crazy looking forward to it. And yet, I'm sure that'll have DLC. So,
most likely.
I mean, you can have the best of both worlds.
I think they're already breaking it up in episodic games anyway somehow. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work.
But it's hard for me to answer because in my mind, both of these things exist. There is DLC and there's sequels.
Yeah.
What if you had to pick one or the other? I think I just like the excitement of knowing a new game is coming out with new characters
and
stuff
cool.
like
new
that.
Characters, new locale.
Yeah. I mean, look,
that type of
when
thing.
what was it? Link to the Past. That was one of the coolest Zelda locations ever. And if you had DLC before that, you might not have seen that as quickly. You'd have been staying on the same map for a long time. And they even came out with the 3DS or the DS version of that game. I don't remember what it was called. I have it, but it's the same map. But now you can go against walls and stuff like that. So it's a sequel, but you're still taking advantage of the same locales. So
Link's Awakening?
No. I don't remember what it was called. It's
a Link.
Link Between Worlds?
Link Between Worlds?
Link Between Worlds. So yeah, I would have to go with sequels just because I like the excitement of the new stuff. Not to say that I don't love my games and
yeah.
want to see as much as I can out of those games, but if I had to pick, I think I'd go with a sequel.
You're a sequel guy, then I'm a extended DLC.
You're an extended
guy.
DLC guy. So,
I'm a more of a Game of the Year edition type of guy.
okay, yeah,
If
and
that makes
I
any
love
sense.
the Game of the Year.
If that makes any
love
sense.
That.
I'm not gonna pay extra money for DLC.
I was just
Well,
going to ask
sometimes
that.
I will,
So,
but
say, let's use a Division as an example, because we both really like it.
yes, a lot,
A lot.
a
So,
lot.
what if you knew, going forward, that there would never be a sequel, but in order to get DLC, you had to buy the season pass up front? Would you have bought it?
There's never gonna be a sequel.
Never going to be a sequel.
If I knew that, yeah, I would have to. It's basically the sequel
Right. So,
in a sense.
now, that being said, did you buy the DLC or the season pass?
I did not.
Right. Have you bought any season passes for games recently?
No.
Right up front?
No,
No. Neither have I. Neither of us bought it for Battlefront.
no.
I did not purchase it for No Man's Sky. I don't even know if it's available for No Man's Sky.
I don't think
for
there
the pre-order.
I don't even think there is DLC because
No, because it's the procedurally generated thing.
You're not going to see. Literally, I think they literally said, well, 99.5% of this game will not be seen by gamers
Mm-hmm. Which is
at all.
I want my own planet. That's all I know. What? We're getting off track. We could talk about No Man's Sky in its own episode.
It's not even out yet. It's
So
awesome.
I did buy the deluxe edition of Lego Star Wars Force Awakens, which also comes out in June. But it was only $10 more, and I got little guys that are going to come with it and stuff. And I think they said it comes with a season pass. But looking at DLC, the reason I personally don't buy DLC or upfront, I wait for it to come out later to see if I want it, because I'm using Fallout 4 as an example. They just released their first one, and you get to be robots. Great. I'm sure there's a level or two that, or a
Yeah.
mission or two that lets you take advantage of that. And it looks cool and all, but that seems like something you could release with the game originally. It's just an extra mode. I
Yeah.
don't want an extra mode.
It was.
I want extra chapters, like you said, or
Extra gameplay, extra
take the game
locale.
beyond where it is.
Yeah, add more to the map and then give us more
Right.
to do instead of just, I've never played the whatever automated, whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah, it's something weird.
But
You can be a Robotron or whatever those
The-
things.
the thing about DLC in the games is that I want to buy a game first and see if I even like the damn thing.
Right.
I'm not going to buy a $100 game and then, oh, I don't like it. And then usually the DLC is digital, so you can't return it.
Correct.
So you're screwed.
Yeah, it's funny because I just bought MLB The Show 2016, and there's like 3 or 4 different versions you can buy right up front.
Wait, how is there DLC to a baseball game?
Exactly. There's the $60 version that you buy up front. That's just a base. There's a $70 version that has some extra stuff, and then there's the $100 version which has all the extra stuff with the season pass with it. But yeah,
It's a baseball game. You put players in it. You put ballparks. There you go.
and the base one automatically updates the rosters, so it's not like you're updating current rosters. It does that anyways. So I don't even know
I
what.
don't understand DLC.
If
for
anybody
a sport
watching
game.
knows what the DLC for MLB is, maybe Matt, if you're watching, you might know. It
What do they omit players and you get players later? Come on,
it even
man.
has old players in it. Like you can do old rosters and pick like.
But you only have the $60.
I have a base $60 one. I mean, it's cool. You can unlock things to play different
Baseball
modes.
game. Not like
Yeah.
a fantasy game where they make up
There is a
stuff.
fantasy-ish version, but it's already in there. I have it on mine. It's funny because all the stuff I unlock players and bats and gloves and stuff, and it goes towards that extra mode that I can play. It's kind of cool.
Finish the game and give it to us for $60.
But that's the thing. But people that love it are going to pay the $100 and get
What, do
their
they get
season.
an extra hat or something? I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Seriously?
So, all right, I mentioned Fallout 4. Can you think of
Anyway.
any games with terrible DLC off the top of your head? I was trying to think about
Ah, terrible DLC, huh?
it. Yeah, I was trying to. I don't buy it that often, so
Yeah,
I don't have a lot of good examples.
You know, a lot of people didn't like. And by the way, Red Dead Redemption 2 came out soon.
Ooh.
I heard something about
Actually,
Red Dead
a
Redemption
lot of people
2.
liked the zombie. Red Dead Redemption.
What I was going to
zombies,
say is a
yeah.
lot of people did not like the zombie.
Oh, really? You heard the opposite?
I heard the opposite.
I
And I
wouldn't-
thought it was pretty cool.
I heard it was cool. I didn't
know.
play it. I have Red Dead Redemption.
It was pretty cool. It was completely different. It turned into a really cool spaghetti western game into a zombie game. It was really cool. I thought it was cool.
It was a good game.
Some people
To
didn't
begin
like.
with.
Like, what is this? This is garbage. Well, it's not the same thing. But it wasn't the same thing. It was completely different. It
Which-
was off the wall. Hey, it worked. I thought it worked.
And in our argument, that's a good thing. you now have a new game for
Yeah, it was
$15 or whatever DLC
essentially
costs.
a brand new game.
Yeah.
It was a completely different playing experience.
So that I like, even if you don't like. I don't like zombie games generally, so I probably wouldn't have got. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
But if you like zombie games and you
Yeah.
already own Red Dead Redemption, there's an extra
It was
$10 to
great.
get a new
I
game,
thought it was
brand new
great.
game, in a really cool locale because it had
Such a
really cool environments.
Such
And
a
then, in that same vein, and I know I can think of plenty of these bad sequels. And I'm a Final Fantasy freak, and I don't like most of them, but Final Fantasy 13 and especially 13-2,
garbage.
terrible Final Fantasy games.
Light it on fire.
If 15 is anything like that, I'm going to be severely pissed, and I'm going to drive to Japan
gonna say,
and throw the game through
We're
somebody's
gonna
window.
fly and then
I don't
just
care.
Smash things and
I played the demo and it was good. It's fun. So I think
I saw it. It looked cool.
I think it's going to be a good game. They
We'll
redid
see.
everything, so
We'll see.
I'm optimistic. But
It's always the we'll see situation.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see.
and I reserved it and I already paid
A
for it.
bad
So
sequel, though.
yeah, bad. What's the worst sequel you can think of? I mean, we got good Zelda games, we got Mario games all over the place, and we got Sonic games. I mean, obviously I'm going old school. You can even go racing, like Gran Turismo games. I mean, there's everything I play now. Far Cry has multiple games. Actually, that might be an example. Far Cry sequels aren't always that great. I just played Far Cry 3, and it wasn't. It was fun.
Yeah.
I played it through,
We dipped into Far Cry Primal.
which seems cool,
It seems
and that's
cool,
a
yeah.
very different direction. They went very different from that. I mean, it still feels like a Far Cry game, but Halo, you got multiple Halo games. Was there a Halo game you liked the worst? those seem to improve over the years. I
They
think,
improved.
in general.
You know, before it was different. It was on a different planet. It was different people.
Right.
That made the game. You know.
I mean, I'm looking down at some of your games right now. You got Uncharted down there. That's got multiple.
Oh, yeah, Uncharted.
Diablo has multiple
Diablo.
sequels.
Yeah. When Diablo 3 first came out, that was a mess.
I heard that. I never played
That
it
was
early
a
on. I heard it was
piece
terrible.
Of garbage. They had this
But-
auction house thing to where you basically just farmed gold so you can go in the auction house and buy the best weapon.
Nice. That sounds great. What are you talking about?
No, it was bad because you didn't want to dungeon. You didn't have any reason to go dungeoning with people to go. pick
Oh,
up
I see what you're saying.
the drops weren't as good as the crap that you could buy. It was ridiculous.
That's a problem. Then.
They,
yeah.
they eradicated it. They just completely.
So
took
it turned to
away.
dungeon crawl without needing to dungeon
Yeah, it
crawl.
was awful.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's so many sequels out
There are
there,
so
and
many
there's some that are
sequels, there
good,
So many bad sequels.
some that are bad. Same with movies, but you know, that's
Yeah.
the way it goes.
Staying alive.
So anyway, so I like to get down to the nitty gritty. I prefer sequels. You would take a year of very committed DLC to a game you love. That's not
Game
the
of the Year edition.
game. With that, that's
Including
specifically.
DLC.
Yeah.
DLC.
You would buy that because then
I
you
would
get everything.
I would actually preferably wait a couple of years for the Game of the Year edition so I can get it off for my discounted price.
You know,
Thank very much.
I was thinking, when did Dragon Age Inquisition come out? Because they've had the Game of the Year out for a few months now.
Yeah.
I feel like that just came out, but then I'm like,
No,
well, I played that all the way through, and then I
3
played
years
Witcher
ago.
all the way through.
Maybe
So
3 years ago.
it must have been a little while, which is
Yeah.
crazy. Because I still remember when PlayStation. That was the same Christmas that PlayStation got attacked,
Yeah.
and I could not play my Dragon Age right off the bat, and I
Yeah,
had
you
to
told
wait.
me that you're
I was
mad at
very upset. Oh,
Whoever did that,
anonymous. No, it was
gee,
anonymous.
thanks.
It was anonymous.
Can't you just pick on other people that are douchebags? I mean,
They did
why are you
that.
gonna pick at the gamers?
They went after Trump. Didn't you hear that?
Was it? Oh, did they?
Yeah,
I know I heard about
they
that,
hacked
yeah.
They hacked Trump's personal information, released his social security number and phone number and all that stuff. I think some of it was fake. I think, but they did. They tried to hack Trump stuff. So if you do or don't like Trump, either way, it's kind of funny that they went after him.
You're fired. I'm a douche.
You're firewalled. See?
Boom, boom. Take that, teabag.
Nerd jokes. Anyway, so if anybody has any comments or has any ideas for what they do, good or bad versions of either of those that they had in mind that they want to share with us, feel free to post it in the comments. But we love hearing from you guys. We do keep up. I'll respond to one of us will respond to any of you that leave a comment. So thanks for liking and watching and subscribing and sharing and watching on Facebook. I know a lot of people watch on Facebook, so hope you guys are enjoying this. But until next time, thanks for watching.
Peace.
Later.
Thanks for watching and subscribe and
I don't think I recorded it all.